What's up everyone, Alan Morrow here from AM Studios, and today I'm going to show you how I quickly create a fat sounding sub bass. Now I'm going to be using Silent, but you can use any sort of synth of your choice. These techniques are very simple and very quick. So what I've got here is I've got Silent open. And it's just basically the preset initiated, and there's two sort of characteristics that I want to get from my sub bass. Now I want to be able to hear it and I want to be able to feel it. So first off, what I want to do is go over here and make sure that I've got a saw wave here, which it'll be already in there when you initiate the preset. One voice, so just got this very typical sound here, the initiate sound from Silent. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this down an octave, and I'm going to bring the drive up. And I'm also going to put this through a low pass filter. So this is the audible part of my sub bass. So I've got the audible part to it. Next off, I want to go to the oscillator A2, and I'm just going to add in another voice. And this is going to be where I get the feeling part to it. So I'm going to have a sine wave here, and I'm going to bring this down an octave as well. So what we've got there is the feeling part of the sub. Now there's a little bit of a click there, so I'm just going to bring this up a bit, this release up a little bit. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to come over here to the filter cutoff and just bring this down to taste. And there you have it, a really fat sounding sub, just that easy and that quickly. Now, so yeah, just going through this again, just so you understand it. We've got the sine wave over here, which is the feeling part. If I just bring this down in volume, so we're taking out the saw wave, the audible part to the sub, you can hear that it's just the sine wave there. That's the feeling part, and then you can bring this the audible part to it in to taste. You might only want a little bit of it coming through, but what I like to do is ramp that right up there in volume, and then bring up the cutoff up or down to taste. But what I really love about this sub as well is it's very consistent throughout the bass changes. So if you're struggling to find a nice sub bass that causes issues in your drop, for example, where your basses are starting to change, this is quite consistent throughout the changes. So that's what I really like about this one. Now the other thing as well, I just want to obviously make sure I want to bring these down, the stereo width on these, to bring the stereo width down on each of these. And the other thing as well, if you want to make this a little bit more snappy and you're not using an offbeat sub, for example, I'd keep the sustain up if I am using offbeat, but if I'm using sort of like two shorter 16ths and I want them to be a little bit more stabby, I just bring the decay up a bit and make them a little bit snappier there. And then what I can do is I can come down to this mod envelope here, go to cutoff A, bring this up a little bit, bring the decay up a little bit, and bring the sustain down. And I get that nice little snappy sort of click. You can dial in how much you want there if you want a little bit more of a punchy sort of sub bass that cuts through a little bit more. It all depends on the sort of mid bass and stuff that you're using, but this is how I will quickly create a nice fat sounding sub. So if you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. I really am trying to grow the channel this year, but also if you would like to see how I create other sort of basses for trance, then be sure to check out the Silent One trance bass tutorial on the website at alanmorrowstudios.com. And if you aren't comfortable with making your own sounds, then there's plenty of presets and MIDI packs there, and kick and bass tutorials as well to sort of get you going as well if you aren't too confident or comfortable with creating your own trance bass sounds. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. As I say, don't forget to hit that subscribe and like button, and I'll see you in the next video.